and she has put her feelings in front of his, that she's not doing what's right. She's not coming forward. She's not talking about what she knows. She's not clearing herself. She's not doing any of that because she's concerned about Terry and not Kyron. And it's not the right way to be a good person. It's just not.
Is the scenario that you kind of have in your head that Kyron is alive, she was involved in planning something, and that somebody perhaps is holding him and helping her by doing so?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow. What would Kyron tell you if he could reach out to talk to you?
Help me. Take me home.
I just wonder, does it strike you as odd that, like, the three different scenarios that, Terry was enlisting the help of other people, the landscaper, Mike Cook, Dee Spicer, all of these have sort of like sexual overtones, that was sort of the connection that she was drawing with these people to bring them in.
Mm-hmm.
That's how she manipulates people.
One of the ways, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think based on where we've been over the last 3 months, I don't know how you can predict or guess at that. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
So I couldn't say no at this particular point in time because I've got no idea what else is coming.
You're blindsided by
Left and right, basically, constantly over the past 3 months, and we've all seen the different things that have come out about things that she's done or things that she's done in the past or what have you, and more of all it's mainly the recent stuff where something comes up and it continues to be unpredictable. So I don't know that I personally can't answer that question because if the true answer is yes, I wouldn't be surprised, but I couldn't guess either way at this point.
Do you end up kind of like kicking yourself and going, man, I should have seen this? Like, how did we miss this?
Yeah, of course. I think that's a natural.
I think it's a lot of people.
We care about Kyron. Of course, we would think that. What would we do wrong? What can we do to fix this? And why did we miss this? We've asked ourselves that a lot.
I don't think it's just us. There's tons of people around us that are completely shocked. I've had parents come tell me, I can't believe I had my child over at your house, knowing the type of person that we're seeing now.
Yeah.
I can't believe I ever trusted her to bring my children over. So it's not just us who were, we'll say, fooled as far as what was going on. There's a lot of people out there who had no idea.
Well, because you guys had an incredible network of friends between both sides of the family, friends and family and everything.
Yeah.
Like the birthday party that was thrown for her at the Azteca restaurant, her 40th birthday. Were you at that party?
Yeah.
I mean, you probably took most of the pictures that she posted on Facebook.
I think I did.
What is daily life like for you? Like, do people come up to you in stores, and is that just awkward? Like, do people not know what to say to you, or do they just hug you? Or
people are genuinely very sweet and supportive, and it makes me feel good to know that people are out there thinking about Kyron and that it's in the forefront of their minds. I love to see the support and everything. There are times where it's difficult, usually when the kids want to hug me. But I understand, too. And I think it's necessary for people to know that you're human and that, you're going through just as hard of a time as they could ever imagine, and that somehow validates their feelings about it, and they don't even know Kyron. So, I think it's a good thing to know that people care.
What is your hope for the Wall of Hope and where it ends up?
I think we're working on a location. We've been actually trying to work on that today. There's a potential offer of a place to host it, which we're very excited about, actually.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
But we don't have the details confirmed yet. So we'll definitely be taking it down by Sunday of this weekend. And if the new location is ready, it'll be posted in the new location. Otherwise, we'll hold it until either that one goes through or something else goes through. But we're hoping that we've got a good line on it.
Yeah. How much does it mean to you to have that there? I mean, it seems so simple. It's balloons and notes and things like that, but it must.
It's
mean
what it represents. It's not just the stuffed animals, the articles. It's what it represents. It's the community and the world coming together to find one person to have a mutual goal, and it's about goodness and caring and love and prayers and faith. I mean, it's what supports our lives, I think, for people. And And I think that it's a huge message to everybody out there that one little boy, one little smile can have a huge impact on people in general.
What's been your hardest day, Kate, in all this?
I don't think I've had one. I think there's been a lot of them. Last night was hard. A couple nights ago was hard. A couple days ago was hard. And they're just getting worse. It's getting harder. I think I told somebody earlier today, I feel like we're right at the beginning of the investigation again because I just can't sleep. I'm restless.
Yeah.
The closer we get to some of these milestones and the fact that he's not home, I can't focus. I can't think. And I try, and it just keeps getting harder.
Yeah. Somebody said that time makes it better, and it doesn't.
Case.
It makes it harder.
Mm-hmm. When have you been the angriest in all of this?
It's been mostly frustration for me. I've been really trying hard to suppress any emotions of anger. I've got a almost 2-year-old daughter, and being angry just reflects on her and the environment she was in before. There was a lot of negative emotion that was being reflected on her. So I really choose not to go into that space because I don't want that to be reflected on her at all. So do I get frustrated? Yeah. Frustrated a lot. I think a lot of the days, especially when we get down to the investigation and the fact that we still have no response from Terry or no additional information, I get really frustrated with that. I get really frustrated, like a lot of people, with the fact that someone's able to withhold information and get away with it when it comes down to a situation related to a child like this. I mean, that should be inexcusable. I don't. Yeah. That's my frustration at this point. There should be no adult that should be allowed to impede anything in an investigation related to a child in cases like this or other cases. It's ridiculous. So frustrated right now.
Is any of your frustration directed toward the investigators and the case and the progress and how things have,
No, I know that the public is thirsting for an arrest.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is you can make the arrest, but the case has to go through court.
Yeah.
It has to be tried, innocent until proven guilty. Well, they have to make sure that they can prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. So they can go slap the cuffs on and they can take her in. But if they don't have the case, then she's just going to walk off. Yeah. So I'm not frustrated at all. I'm glad that they're doing as thorough a job as they are. We talk to them frequently. They are amazing people, and they're doing an awesome job at doing everything they can to make that case solid, so that when it comes time to make the arrest, there's no getting out of it. And that's what we want.
Yeah.
And so, no arrest, okay, is it a little disappointing that the case hasn't come together faster? Sure, but it's got nothing to do with law enforcement. It's got everything to do with how hard the case is to get through. They're doing an awesome job.
Yeah. You mentioned the negative environment that Kiara was in. What do you mean by that? I'm not sure.
I think it was just the demeanor with Terry in the household.
I think with kids, they feel a lot of what you feel. And I think we were seeing a lot of that with Kiara. She was feeling a lot of the things and feelings that Terry was feeling, and she was acting out because of it. Yeah. And I think that she was feeling that.
Yeah, she's a different kid now, with her not in the house.
How so?
I don't know that I really want to get into. I don't want to talk about her very much, but she's extremely happy.
Yeah.
Her demeanor has just changed. It's significantly different, and it's not just me talking. It's pretty much everybody who comes over who's seen her before, even before Kyron went missing, and now we just have a completely different child on our hands.
So, did Terry ever go into fits of rage and throw tantrums? I mean, is that the sort of thing that
people keep looking for that trigger?
Yeah. And it's more subtle.
Yeah, definitely more subtle. She has that sociopathic way about her. She studies people to know what emotion to use at that moment or any given moment. It's not like she, showed outward experiences or emotions. She just was a great actress. I mean, just gave that image to people that she thought they wanted to see, and that's what she used. A lot of people are talking about how nice she seemed to be and all this stuff. Well, what they forget is that there are people out there in this world that are horrible, and they've done horrible things, and they've been convicted of horrible things, but wow, they were charming. Ted Bundy's one of them. It doesn't mean anything. It means that they were a great actor. I mean, that's honestly what it means. People that can do horrible things can put that front on. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they were really genuinely nice people.
She came to court the other day looking really confident. I mean, just striding down the hall like, I'm in control. Do you feel like she feels like she's got a handle on all of this, that she's smarter than all of you, and that she's going to skate, she's going to get away with whatever you think she did?
I think on the surface, yes. I think deep down she's scared. She knows. We're not going to stop. The investigation got way bigger than she ever thought it would.
Do you have a sense of, I mean, we've talked about the scenario with Kyron being with somebody, being held somewhere. Do you have any sense geographically of where that might be, if it's anywhere close, if it's out of the country, if it's...
We don't know. I mean, we don't have anything definitive.
Do you have a feeling as a mom?
Yeah, I would hope to think that he's local, but I mean, you know, time doesn't help us on the day he went missing. It's just, we have a lot of time to make up for.
Do you buy her story that she was driving Kiara around because she had an earache that day?
No.
That's her story, right? A couple last things. Did the Science Project ever come home?
No.
Never came home?
I don't think so.
Well, I don't think it can. It's part of the investigation.
Evidence.
No, I mean, like, but she took the truck that day because she wanted to
No, it never
transport the Science Project.
No, it never
right?
came home.
That never came home.
Nope.
Did his backpack and coat ever come home?
When we picked it up from the school.
Okay, so that remained at the school.
Yeah, that was at school.
Last thing, real quick. I mean, you guys had a pretty good family unit going. I mean, even though you were in different parts of the state, you were making it work. You know?
Yeah.
It feels so fractured now.
Yeah.
James is in Roseburg. Everybody's split up. You're a single dad. Have you been able to talk with James, or have you had any interest to talk to him since this happened?
Yeah.
I briefly talked to him. I mean, my interactions with James were pretty limited because they were, you know, at soccer games and things like that. I don't know that he has any interest in seeing me. I don't think, you know, he wasn't really close to me in any way, but just mostly close to my son.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, we talked early on before the restraining order went in place. There were some concerns about communication because of the restraining order. So I checked into that, and they cleared it, but I don't have any contact information for him right now. So
Okay.
I'm trying to get some contact information. He's always welcome at my house.
Right. So it's been a while, though, since you've actually talked
Yeah,
to him.
I would love to talk to him. If he wanted to come back up here and go back to high school up here because he didn't want to be down in that area, I would welcome him with open arms. But it would be it's up to him to decide what he's going to do.
How do you reconcile that, the idea that this family that you had, you know, this unit that you were making work is now fractured because of this?
It's not because of anything that we've done.
No.
We've done everything we can to hold it together as best we can and make sure that all the children involved feel loved in all situations. It's one individual who's breaking it apart, and we're holding it together as best we can.